Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Dino Lawley.
And I'm Lauren Fair. I'm glad to be with Dino and the crew again this week as a guest co-host. We're coming to you today from Pumpkinville in Oklahoma City. It's the 5th year for this annual event in the Myriad Botanical Gardens, an Oklahoma tradition for sure. And the Myriad Gardens is a great place to visit year-round. We'll have details on how you can plan your visit throughout the show.
And of course, we know it's a weekend full of fall and Halloween celebrations for so many Oklahoma families.
That's right, but the fall fun doesn't have to end this weekend. There's lots of outdoor activities for you to continue to enjoy, lots past this weekend, including a place in Chickasha called The Maze. There's a crisp feeling in the air, the temperatures are cooling off, and the leaves are turning. It's finally fall, and there's no better way to celebrate the turning of the seasons than to experience a corn maze. Jerry and Nancy Redding opened the corn maze in Chickasha 9 years ago.
I've been looking for some kind of agritourism. I had this idea for about 20 years prior to opening this, and it just took me that long to figure out what to do. Most farmers in this area thought I was a little nuts because it's just it was such an off-the-wall idea to them. It was an alternative way to stay on the farm.
The corn maze is 38 acres of maize, the largest maze in Oklahoma. This year's design honors some of our very favorite characters.
We belong to an organization called The Maze, and they were approached by Peanuts World. We're doing Charlie Brown, the Great Pumpkin. We have Schroeder in there playing the piano, and then we have a haunted house where Charlie Brown and all his friends are up spooking. We have Charlie Brown in the Great Pumpkin Patch, and then we have the 50-year emblem, and then we also have a small Snoopy in it. The small Snoopy and the Schroeder mazes are both haunted mazes. One's a walk-through, one's a drive-through. The rest of the field is all just regular maze.
After you wander through the corn maze, there are lots of activities for you and your family to enjoy.
On the grounds we have a cow train you can ride, a dairy-go-round, just a real nice green area for people to throw a frisbee around or football. Kids have a big area to run and play.
You can also enjoy a good old-fashioned hayride and live music on Saturday night. The corn maze really has it all, everything you could want to get into the swing of this fall season.
Our corn maze, it's a all-day deal. It's big enough and there's enough to do here. It's worth the drive down to spend the day and do it.
The maze is open through November 13th. They're open Friday nights from 6 to 10, Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., and Sundays 1 to 6. You'll need to call ahead if you want to visit during the week. Fall is a great time to get out and take a road trip across Oklahoma.
Absolutely, and one place we hope that you'll put on your list, and that's historic Fort Ouachita. It's in Durant, and Tina McGarry's going to take us on a tour.
Rich history runs through the plains of southern Oklahoma. What was once a bustling military post is now quiet grounds, a place where people reflect and learn the history of Fort Ouachita.
We get people here from all over the world.
Fort Ouachita was established in 1842. Soldiers here were protecting Choctaw and Chickasaw Indians and helping keep peace in the region.
These folks brought this in just recently, that they found it over by the blacksmith shop over here.
Today, tourists can walk or drive through the grounds, explore the barracks, see cabins and structures from the pre-Civil War era, and walk through old cemeteries.
It's just interesting to them. Those people that their ancestors and all. The cemeteries here, some of them are quite old. The Confederate Cemetery, there's some 200 souls buried there. And that's interesting to people.
Marie Brierly loves to talk about the history of Fort Ouachita. She shared stories and showed us many of the museum's relics.
Because it's well, people my age especially, it's part of the way I grew up. Time hasn't changed things. It hadn't changed all that much. I mean, as a child, I can relate to a lot of this. Those tools right there, I'm familiar with those tools.
And even today, as people walk the grounds, they find old artifacts like these old bullets. This is one from the 1800s, solid lead. It's not been shot, it's still around. You see this flat one? It's been shot.
What is this behind you?
The gentleman back here, he's a dragoon. He's a U.S. Army. He is a fancy dresser. He is a forerunner of today's infantry.
Fort Washita is a National Historic Landmark. It's open 7 days a week. Admission is free. In Durant, I'm Tina McGarry, Discovering Oklahoma.
You can plan your next great road trip in Oklahoma with our 2016 travel guide. It's easy to get. Just head to our website, travelok.com, and click where it says Request Free Brochures.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
I got s'mores the merrier. It is marshmallows, chocolate sauce, and golden grams.
Breakfast treats any time of the day. The hotspot in Tulsa where the biggest thing on the menu is cereal.
We had prescriptions for whiskey.
And some of the oddest prescriptions at the Drugstore Museum in Guthrie.
The cheesiest hamburger with macaroni and cheese, fried macaroni and cheese on top.
Plus burgers like you wouldn't believe. We'll show you where to get this coming up a little bit later right here on Discover Oklahoma. Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
Oklahoma's new 2016 travel guide is your ticket to the state's most exciting places, attractions, and activities, loaded with great ideas from cover to cover. Don't wait to order. Get your free 2016 Oklahoma travel guide online at travelok.com today.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, celebrating fall and the thousands of pumpkins here at the Myriad Botanical Gardens in Oklahoma City. We know kids of all ages will be raking in that candy this weekend.
And big kids like myself, of course. But if it's a different kind of treat that you're after, this next story is for you. Julie Chen is going to take us to the Bowl and Spoon cereal bar, and it's in Tulsa.
We love cereal!
Tulsa's Bowl and Spoon is serving up a taste of Saturday morning any time of day, any day of the week.
They had cartoons. Who doesn't enjoy cartoons with cereal?
This is Oklahoma's first cereal cafe. Inside, you'll find retro decor, a relaxed vibe, and the perfect bowl of breakfast.
We have 30 cereals and 20 toppings, and then we have 4 what we call cereal cocktails just to create our own.
A trip to Bowl and Spoon starts with a cold bowl and cereologists who create your customized mix of up to 3 cereals.
Well, I love cereal, and I think my favorite part was being able to mix them all.
It's very fun, and you can make a lot of different types of cereals.
Add toppings like fruit or cookies or chocolate chips. Then choose from several specialty milks in vintage bottles to create a bowl that is just right.
My son got Fruity Pebbles and strawberry milk. She got the Hello Kitty one, and then I just got your basic cinnamon toast.
I got s'mores the merrier. It is marshmallows, chocolate sauce, and golden grams.
Fruity Pebbles, strawberries, and Fruit Loops.
Peanut Butter Crunch and Cocoa Puffs because I wanted it to be like Reese's. Because I love chocolate, so that's what I went with.
Yeah. And how did it turn out?
It was good. It was really good. I was like, I need more.
While the cereal bar draws the big crowds here, they also have a kitchen with a full menu of breakfast alternatives.
We have a great concept called the Bacon Bundle. That is awesome. It's a different version of bacon. It's 5 wonderful pieces of bacon with brown sugar on it, and then we warm up the syrup, and it's kind of like an appetizer. That's been great.
Belgian waffles, cinnamon toast, and a dreamy dessert called Pop-Tart Stacks are popular too. Bowl and Spoon also hosts parties in a room complete with selfie stations.
Every child will get the works, where it's the bowl with unlimited toppings. The fun part is the girls, we're going to have kind of like a pajama party. So they're going to have pillowcases where they can draw and have some groovy. It's a groovy little thing they can color. And then the boys, we've decided to have they can be a superhero, and they're going to make masks and capes.
Bowl and Spoon, putting a new spin on an old favorite.
We're trying to take cereal to the next level, and there's just so many ways you can use it, and it's just fun.
You should try it. Why not? It's only $5, and you're gonna love it, so come in.
In Tulsa, I'm Julie Chen, Discovering Oklahoma.
Bowl and Spoon is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., and on Sunday 9 a.m. to 3. Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
I remember one of the things over there is some arsenic pills for complexion.
We take a trip back in time and discover some of the oddest sounding items at the Drugstore Museum in Guthrie.
Favorite thing is probably the Hangover Burger. It's bacon, cheese, a fried egg, and hash browns, I believe.
Plus the burger joint that has folks making the drive from miles around. It's all coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
The Rhythm and Roots Music Trail is your front row seat to excitement. Hit the road to explore rock, blues, country, all of Oklahoma's rich music heritage. Order your free guide at travelok.com.
Oklahoma Today magazine brings you stunning photography and authentic award-winning stories of home from Oklahoma. The only magazine that covers the entire state, Oklahoma Today showcases what we love about Oklahoma, bringing to you the very best of its people, places, culture, history, and of course, its legendary food. Subscribe now at oklahomatoday.com and get 6 issues absolutely free. Don't miss a single issue of Oklahoma Today magazine.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you this week from the Myriad Botanical Gardens in Oklahoma City.
And just a short drive from here is one of my favorite towns, Guthrie. I know it's one of your favorite places as well. And they have one of the most unique places I have ever visited. So come along with me now to the Oklahoma Pioneer Drugstore Museum. What I learned after visiting a museum I've always found to be exciting and fun, and the Oklahoma Pioneer Drugstore Museum is no different. And some of the things I learned here were downright fascinating, and many had that wow factor. For example, back in the day,
we had prescriptions for whiskey during Prohibition, and this was for medicinal purposes only now.
Right. And if you needed something stronger?
But in that glass case up there, we've got a bottle that had heroin tablets in it.
Wow, heroin? Now, I can see how some of the many potions, salves, and pills kept the pioneers not only allegedly healthy, but apparently somewhat high or numb. Do you know, for example, between 1900 and 1915, you could walk into a drugstore and buy cocaine, morphine, laudanum, simply by signing what they called a poison register and state the purpose for what you were going to use it. And some people simply put the reason as habit. What about if you had asthma?
We have some Pages inhalers over here and Asthma-Door cigarettes. They were medicated cigarettes used for asthma. And I've actually had those in my drugstore. We did not promote them because I was not a smoker, but that certainly wouldn't have helped asthma, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Gentlemen, back in the day, what if you wanted to give your wife or girlfriend a nice gift, say some cosmetics?
We've got a kind of a cosmetic section, and I remember one of the things over there is some arsenic pills for complexion, which you'd kind of wonder about if you took that home to your wife.
No kidding. Now, many of you may have heard of something called asafoetida. It was a powerfully strong-smelling herb. One remedy or preventative from catching a cold was wearing an asafoetida bag.
We've got the asafoetida bag, which many years ago when the kids either rode a horse or walked to school, the mothers would insist they put the bag around and it smelled bad enough to keep everybody away so they didn't catch a cold or anything like that.
You'll also find a collection of old-time laxatives.
Everybody's heard of cortisol liver pills. That was kind of a laxative. We had NR tablets that was a laxative, Nature's Remedy. And their slogan was NR tonight, tomorrow all right.
And we'll just keep on going, so to speak, after that. Now, lining the top of the shelves are doctor bags and early pharmacy licenses. There's such an assortment of engrossing and intriguing items, but one of the most compelling things at the museum is the beautiful apothecary garden next door. It's a reminder that much of the medications we know today come from plants and herbs. And while you enjoy the peace and beauty of the garden, you can reflect on the point of the museum, and that is to see how far we've come in medicine the last 50 to 100 years.
The museum is open Tuesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Admission is free, but they do suggest a donation of $3 to help maintain such a great piece of Oklahoma's history.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
Then we've got another version called the Hog Heaven, and that's with shredded pork, our house-made barbecue sauce, jalapenos, and green onions.
Incredible burgers and the best backstory and how this restaurant got its name. It's all coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's new 2016 travel guide is your ticket to the state's most exciting places, attractions, and activities, loaded with great ideas from cover to cover. Don't wait to order. Get your free 2016 Oklahoma travel guide online at travelok.com today.
Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain,
And the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the wind.
Oklahoma every night, my honey lamb and I
Sit alone and talk,
and watch a hawk
making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong
to the land,
and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say,
we're only saying you're doing fine. Oklahoma,
Oklahoma,
hey, Oklahoma, okay.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
You forgot the honey lamb?
One last look at the thousands of pumpkins here at the Myriad Botanical Gardens in Oklahoma City. By the time everyone at home sees this show, all the pumpkins will be gone and ice rink preparations will be underway.
No kidding. It seems like this time of the year, time goes by even faster
It
than what we
does.
normally expect. But you know what doesn't disappear in Oklahoma? And that's great food served by fantastic people. And Jason Grubbs is going to show us such a place. It's in Bartlesville, and it's called the Painted Horse.
I've tried 6 different things on the menu, and I liked all of it.
The cheesiest hamburger with macaroni and cheese, fried macaroni and cheese on top.
It's hard to find anything on the menu that's not good.
Mark Spencer had a lot of experience in the restaurant business before opening the Painted Horse Bar and Grill in downtown Bartlesville. The menu is the result of his 30-year career and love for cooking.
We serve everything from classic Oklahoma fare, like a chicken fried steak, hand-breaded, with mashed potatoes and gravy, to interesting things like a Korean bowl, Korean pork shanks, spicy Asian shrimp bowls. We serve catfish. We serve all kinds of eclectic dishes.
I could have had about 3 platefuls of this firecracker shrimp. It's fried and tossed in ghost pepper aioli. And I couldn't get enough of the cluck and squeal. It's homemade mac and cheese with crispy bacon, grilled chicken, topped with jalapenos and green onions.
Then we've got another version called the Hog Heaven, and that's with shredded pork, our house-made barbecue sauce, jalapenos, and green onions.
Mark likes to get creative with the menu names, like Torque Tacos, Tish Tacos, Hot Gobblers, and a Fungus Among Us, a burger with sauteed mushrooms.
He's very creative. He does a good job with both his menu and what he calls it. It's not just a hamburger. It's not just a sandwich. He's always got some creative name for it.
We play a lot with the menu. It's probably worth actually just reading the menu and seeing that. It's pretty funny.
Favorite thing is probably the hangover burger. It's bacon, cheese, a fried egg, and hash browns, I believe.
The between the buns sandwich, the brisket is awesome.
I had the grilled chicken sandwich, and it was, again, like everything else, it's amazing.
And the Thousand Island dressing is probably one of the best Thousand Islands I've had.
That could be because it's homemade. In fact, the Painted Horse makes all of its sauces.
We make all of our sauces, we make all of our barbecue sauces, our dressings, everything we make from scratch. All of our seasonings we blend together ourselves.
And those ingredients are kept fresh too. Mark tries to keep things as local as he can.
Our beef all comes from about 20 miles away from here, so everything's locally sourced as far as our beef goes.
So how did the Painted Horse get its name? Well, that story goes back to when Mark was a little kid.
My great-grandmother, who's a full-blood Cherokee, used to paint pictures. And she painted a horse for me, and she had labeled the picture the Painted Horse.
Enjoy the painted horse at breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You'll find plenty on the menu, 26 brews of beer, and a coffee bar with the restaurant's own blend of beans. The customers say they keep coming back for more than just the food.
It's a friendly atmosphere too. Everyone that comes in here seems to have a good time.
Everybody always has a fun time here. It's just real warm here.
Oh, it's fantastic. Best place in northeastern Oklahoma, actually.
I hope they walk away with the fact that they got really good service and they got really good food and they're really happy to come back.
In downtown Bartlesville, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
If you're looking for great places to eat anywhere in the state, Discover Oklahoma is here to help you. We've put together an entire book of incredible restaurants. Head to our website, travelok.com, and click on where it says Request Free Brochures.
And a huge thank you to the Myriad Botanical Gardens for having us out today. And just a reminder, all the beautiful pumpkins you see are already on the move. The next big event out here is the opening of the seasonal ice skating rink on November 11th. You can find a list of all the events that take place at the Myriad Gardens on their website.
Coming up next Saturday, the architectural beauty of one of the greatest places in Guthrie will tell you how you can take a tour.
Plus, we're talking alpacas, the ranch where you can get up close and personal with them, and what you could take home as a souvenir of your trip. It's all coming up next week right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.